Imagine a world where every person, no matter their circumstances, has the opportunity to build a better life and escape the creep of extreme poverty. A world where women no longer face barriers to their economic potential, where vulnerable communities aren't just surviving, but thriving, weathering the storms of climate change, economic instability, and global volatility. It may seem like a far-off dream, but we have the power to turn it into reality. And the key to making this happen? Scaling economic inclusion programs, an approach that builds a ladder out of poverty for the poorest, most vulnerable people in the world. Economic inclusion programs combine digital cash transfers, skills training, business capital, coaching, and market access, tools that help people, especially women and youth, seize lasting economic opportunities and build resilience to both poverty and future shocks. Take Fitness Kalumbi from Zambia, for example. Through the government's Supporting Women's Livelihood program, Fitness received the training, the cash grant, and support to launch a business that transformed her life. Not only did her family's food security improve, but it also connected her to the community through a savings group. For Fitness, this program didn't just give her a handout, it gave her a hand up, a real chance to attain financial independence and escape the grip of poverty. Today, economic inclusion programs are reaching more people than ever. According to the State of Economic Inclusion Report 2024, these programs are now impacting 15 million households across 88 countries. Remarkably, 3/4 of them are now reached by government-led programs, following in the footsteps of many non-governmental organizations that innovated and tested these programs in a variety of contexts. These programs don't just help people meet their basic needs, they empower them to thrive, build sustainable livelihoods, and create long-lasting resilience in the face of future crises. In fact, evidence shows these programs are not just impactful, they are cost-effective. Take Niger, where women's business revenues doubled within 18 months of receiving support, or Zambia, where their incomes grew by 45% within 12 months. Both Niger and Zambia programs show positive returns on investments, and these are not small gains. These are game changers, proof that economic inclusion works. But here's the catch. While the number of these programs is growing rapidly, they still only reach a fraction of those who need them. Today, we have over 70 million people benefiting from economic inclusion programs. That sounds like a lot, but it's only 10% of the 700 million people living in extreme poverty. We have to scale up, and we have to do it fast. It's not just about reaching more people, however. It's about reaching the most marginalized, hardest to reach populations, particularly women and youth, and tailoring programs to their needs. While 90% of programs target women, only a third focus on women's economic empowerment as a core objective. That means we can further enhance these programs to overcome the inequality, the social norms, the unpaid care work, and other barriers that prevent women from fully participating in the economy. And 2/3 of programs target youth, often promoting self-employment in rural areas. But to improve youth outcomes in urban settings, wage employment opportunities could be improved through skills training, apprenticeships, and job placement. And as if the challenges weren't daunting enough, climate change is adding another layer of urgency. Extreme weather events, droughts, and floods are exacerbating poverty in ways we've never seen before. But there is good news. Economic inclusion programs can integrate climate-resilient practices. Innovative solutions like climate risk insurance and low-cost green technologies help vulnerable people to build climate resilience. In our latest survey, 2/3 of these programs are already helping people adapt to climate challenges. And this is the future we must build together, a future where economic inclusion isn't just about lifting people out of poverty today, but empowering them to withstand the challenges of tomorrow. Of course, scaling up isn't enough on its own. We need quality programs, continuous learning, and evidence-based approaches. And we need long-term investment, not just from donors and the private sector who are critical to innovation, but from governments and partnerships with NGOs and local communities themselves. Because the ultimate goal is to make these life-changing programs self-sustaining. The time to act is now. We have the tools and evidence to back it. Scaling economic inclusion is not only an investment in poverty reduction, it's an investment in the resilience of millions of people, especially women and youth. Let's make sure we reach the last mile. Let's build ladders out of poverty.